Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to today's live lesson. Now, it should come up. Yes, Topic Thursday. Do diets work? That's what we are going to be talking about today. Excuse me. As always, if you want to follow the lesson, make sure you do so by following us in the live chat section. That's where the action happens. Roberto, good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. Buono pomeriggio. Now, as you can see behind me, this is the AM Language YouTube channel. We've got quite a lot of videos now on here, including short videos. So make sure you watch the short videos as well. What else? Leondina, good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. And thank you for watching. Thank you for joining today. Now, this past week, Irina F. Privyet, welcome to today's lesson. Thank you for joining. Now, this past week, we've looked at idioms, we've looked at phrasal verbs, and we looked at regular and irregular verbs yesterday. Now, we're going to see if we can bring some of this language together for this very video. Yuli, good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. Thank you for joining. Now, we're going to have a discussion about diets, but there's some serious opportunities to apply, to bring in the different, quite a few things actually, different idioms, phrases that we've looked at, or some that we haven't looked at. Now, I'm going to go with, I'm going to come in with this one. Okay, first of all, this is an idiom. And Evelina, good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. And I'm going to start off with a question, which is, I wasn't writing anything. Are diets a piece of cake? Now, I've introduced an idiom here. We didn't look at this one, but before you can answer it, we need to think what a piece of cake is. Does it mean, are we talking about an actual piece? Our diet's actually about an actual piece of cake. Does it mean difficult, or does it mean easy? Piece of cake. What is a piece of cake? Is it an actual piece of cake? Is it difficult, or does it mean easy? And then once we know the meaning of this idiom, we can then actually answer the question. Leodina says easy. All right, well, do you guys agree? Does this idiom mean it's easy? Yeah, good, excellent, yeah. The answer is C, easy. So, what do you guys think? Are diets a piece of cake? Are they easy? Excellent. I'm glad that we all know this idiom. So let me know, guys. Do you think diets are a piece of cake? I don't know. I think it depends what type of diet. I think some diets are very, very difficult. I have never been a fan of diets. Now, the word I'm using here is fan. What does fan mean? Does it mean A, like, or B, well, actually, no, I'm just telling you what fan means. If you're a fan of something, it means you like it. But this is a negative form. I've never been a fan of diets. But do you think diets are easy? Are they a piece of cake? Are you a fan of diets? Because I think it does depend on what the diet asks you to do and whether they actually work as well. So this is the topic we're going to look at. And it also talks about the type of food, what sort of food you enjoy eating. Is it more important? Is it about first and actually, I've got lots of language I can use here. But before I say any more, uh, yeah, let me know about this one. And I've got a new language over here as well that I want to use. There we go. What do you guys think? There we go. Okay. And I've got another question lined up for you guys here. So Roberta says, I don't think diets are a piece of cake. Nicely done. They involve struggles and persistency. Persistency? Okay, yes, I see what you're going for there, Roberto. Persistency. Yeah, it does. It does require persistency, determination. Yuli says the diets are difficult when you make of the healthy food. A lifestyle is easier. Okay, I think I see what you're trying to say there, Yuli. You don't need the diets because you're not talking about specific diets. You can just say diets. Leodina says, from my perspective, I think it depends on how you are determined to stick to it. Yeah, I think that as well. Some people like to put themselves through a lot. I know one person who recently wanted to try and start a diet which involved eating 25 eggs a day. Now, the idea of eating 25 eggs a day to me sounds impossible. What's the most, I don't know, anything more than, I mean, I've never had more than 2 eggs a day, really, but I would struggle to eat more than 6 eggs a day. I think 6 eggs a day alone would be difficult. 25 eggs is just crazy. So here's my question, and some really good language over here. Okay, is it first and foremost about enjoying your food? Now, this little bit of language, first and foremost, really good bit of language. Let's just have a little think about what this means. Okay, when we say first and foremost, it might be slightly obvious in terms of what it means, but does it mean A, the least important thing, or does it mean B, the most important thing? So the first and foremost, is it first and foremost about enjoying your food? Do you think first and foremost is talking about the least important thing or the most important thing? Correct, yes. It is about the most important thing. So first and foremost, is it about enjoying your food? Yuli says the most important thing. Correct. Well done, Evelina. B is the answer. Yeah. So what do you guys think when it comes to your choice of food? Is it first and foremost about enjoying your food? Is that the most important thing when you think of food? For me, I think it's a yes. I think first and foremost, you need to enjoy food. It doesn't need to be unhealthy food, but I think the thing is, food puts a smile on my face, and it's great when you eat good food. So I think for me, first and foremost, it is about enjoying food and making sure that you enjoy the food you eat and the quality of food. I think this is one of the other things. Making sure that you enjoy the quality of food. I would say, for instance, I think it's one of the reasons why I quite like, if I can, I'll buy food from like an actual sort of farm market or something like that. It's just the quality of the food tastes better. Um, I think when you go to supermarkets, you find everything you want, but you sometimes think to yourself, is this food really that good? I think uh, fruit and vegetables, especially vegetables, you end up sometimes thinking to yourself, "Ah, I don't know, it looks good, but it doesn't taste great." Tomatoes is a classic example. So let me know what you guys think. Is it first and foremost about enjoying your food? Do you agree with me? And then we'll move on to the next question. So Leondina says, honestly, I honestly confess I love eating, and so I consider very important the quality of what I eat. Well, Leondina, let me know actually about where because I mean, obviously Italy is very famous for its quality of food, same as France, Portugal, Brazil, Spain, these sort of places. They're known for the quality of food. Now, in Malta, I would say if you are in Malta, okay, you've got these supermarkets, but you can sometimes find really good places that sell really nice food. I think some of the nicest food we get in Malta is probably from Sicily, especially the fruit and veg. You can also get some good fruit and veg over here. Um, but yeah, I would say the fruit and veg from Sicily is usually very good. But Sicily is known for producing good food. Okay. So the other thing is, have any of you? Okay, so Yuli says you can have both. Enjoy the food, even if it's quality, even if it's quality or healthy food, even if it is, sorry, even if it is quality. You can have both. Enjoy the food, and you can enjoy the food even if it's quality or healthy food. Okay, I see what you're going for there, Yuli. I'm just going to rewrite that sentence for you. Okay, you can have both. What you really wanted to say here, Yuli, and you could say it in as few words as this: you can have the best of both. That's all you needed to say. You can have the best of both. When you want to say you can have two things at the same time, we've got the phrase best of both. And that's all you needed to say. You can have the best of both. Roberto says, in his opinion, enjoying, you always need to qualify what you're talking about. So, enjoying your food, for example, enjoying your food is the most important thing. Depending on my intention of being fitter, I consider healthy food important as well. And Leondina says, our Mediterranean diet is a well known style of life. Yeah, it's very famous throughout the world. Okay, so my next question is, have any of you recently cut out or cut down on a particular type of food? Now, you've got cut out and you've got cut down. Now, we looked at cut out and cut down. One of them goes with reduce the amount of something, and the other one agrees. The other one goes with stop, stop having something. So which one is which? Which one is B? Which one is A? You've got cut out and cut down. Which one is talking about A, reduce the amount of something, and which one talks about B, stop having something? Let me know, because then you can answer the question: have any of you recently cut out or cut down on a particular, which is a specific type of food? Uh, okay, so Leondina says A is cut down and B is cut out. Excellent, well done. And that is the correct answer. A is cut down and B is cut out. So well done there. Now, for me, what have I cut out? I don't think I've cut out anything, but I have cut down on something. I have cut down on the amount of sugar I have in my tea, for example, and I have cut down on. I've cut down on the amount of carbs I have during the week. So I currently have I go from the start of the week where I have a low amount of carbs, and I work my way up. I think one of the things that I've cut down on is the amount of bread I eat. So I tend to like bread a lot, but recently I have cut down on the amount of bread I eat or I consume, by the way. So I have cut down on the amount of bread I consume. Now, consume is, again, consume could be eat or drink, really, but it's a good alternative. It's a good synonym, consume. So I've cut down on the amount of bread I consume. So a consume, again, it's a synonym for eat or drink or both, eat and drink. What about you guys? Have you cut down on anything recently, or have you cut out anything? I know a typical one that people like to cut out sometimes might be something like chocolate. That's a popular one. What other things? I know sometimes people try to cut down on the amount of cheese that they have, but cut out anything. Meat, I suppose. That can be quite popular these days. People wanting to cut down or cut out the amount of meat they have or red meat that they have. I would say, I think recently, when I think about it, I've cut down on the amount of meat I have. I still eat meat a lot, but I don't think I have meat as. I think I have less red meat than I used to. I used to have more red meat, and I think I would say maybe twice a week. I try to just have a. I try to have like a vegetarian day or something like that. It's easier with pizza. Roberto says, I have recently cut down red meat. Cut down. Don't forget, actually, cut down on. That's a typical preposition we'll include. So I've recently cut down on red meat, especially the fat one, like pork. Okay. I have also cut out all cheese, but Parmesan. Okay, right. All cheeses, actually. Just add the S on there. All cheeses, but Parmesan. Yeah, all cheeses. Um, Roberta says, such as pork. Yes, I understood that. And Leodina says, I cut out the use of sugar. I cut out. I cut out the. Yes, I cut out sugar and bread while I cut down on the amount of pasta. Yeah, that can be pretty good as well. But that's a difficult one because pasta is always a big part of your diet in Italy. Okay, so we're doing well over here. Let's introduce something, another one. Um, what about this? What about this next question? Now, I've gone for the noun consumption. Have you increased your consumption of anything? Now, consumption, let's see if you guys can work this out. Possible meanings. Okay. A, uh, or is it B? So is it meaning A or is it meaning B? In this case, have you increased your consumption of anything? A, the amount of what you have, or B, the amount of something you don't have? Um, in this case, what do you think this means? Consumption. It's a noun. Earlier on, I think we looked at the verb. A, yes, good. Answer is A. So, have you guys increased your consumption in anything? Maybe have you increased your consumption of water? It could even be something like water. It could be vegetables. It could be a particular type of food with a vitamin. Have you increased your consumption of anything? I know one of the things I've always needed to increase the consumption of is water. Now, I don't drink enough water most of the time. Um, and I know that can be pretty bad. But have you increased the consumption of anything? Um, I know an interesting part of diets is sometimes you have to cut out something or cut down something, but then you need to increase the consumption of something else. Um, oh, I think I've increased the consumption of fruit, actually. When I think about it, I've increased my consumption of fruit. I now eat more fruit than I used to. Um, but I also am a fan of seasonal food. I'm a fan of seasonal food. So seasonal food is when you eat food that is in season. So this time of year is strawberries. In the summer, it would be maybe peaches. You eat the food for that time of year. Now, I think this is something it's popular in the UK. Well, is it popular in the UK? It can be popular in the UK. I think supermarkets have had a big impact on this one because you can get the same food all year round. But I think it's healthy to eat food when it's in season. So you don't always eat the same thing. So I have increased my consumption of fruit. What about you guys? Have you increased your consumption of anything? Leonine says, not really. I'm trying to eat less of everything. Well, then we come on to this. Um, portions. Do portions matter? Now, a portion is the amount you have. Okay. We can have large portions and we can have smaller portions. So, do portions matter? Does that make a big difference? One of the things I have heard of is that you can eat what you want. You just have to have smaller portions of it. So, I have a friend in the UK, and he continues to eat what he wants, but he is having smaller portions of everything. So instead of, and one of the ways he does this is he deliberately eats off smaller plates or eats out of a smaller bowl. So because he's to make sure he eats less, he uses a small plate, for example. What do you guys think of this? Do you think this is a good way? Is this a good eating technique? Is it about reducing the size of the portion? Evelina says, I also try to eat a little of everything. I think balance is important. Having a little bit of everything is a good idea. So let me know about. We've got two questions you need to answer at the moment. Consumption. Okay, Leondine has answered that one, and then we've got another one. Uh, do portions matter? So let me know. Do you think portions of food matter? Um, Is it better to have, let's say, 7 meals or 5 meals a day of small portions, or is it better to have 3 meals a day and you have 3 large portions? Berta says, I would say food portions are of paramount importance. Really interesting bit of language there, Roberto, and well done. I think you probably have a a good point about that, actually. Um, so let me ask you this question, actually. Do you ever eat something you really like once in a blue moon? Now, once in a blue moon, does it mean every week? Does it mean every day? Or let's see, very rarely. What does once in a blue moon mean? Every week, every day, or very rarely? So not often. Once in a blue moon. This is a good idiom. Okay, all of you are saying C, which is excellent. So answer. Yeah, the answer is C. So, guys, do you ever eat something you really like once in a blue moon? Can you think of something? If I were to think of something that I have once in a blue moon, it's dessert or pudding, should I say. I very rarely have any kind of dessert. So once in a blue moon, I will have a dessert, but I very rarely have a dessert. For me, it's once in a blue moon. Um, but what about you guys? Can you think of something that you really like that you have once in a blue moon? Um, I think the other thing as well is sometimes just it just takes too long to cook, or you're not very good at trying to cook certain things. It's a lot of effort, so you only ever end up having it once in a blue moon. Can you think of a type of food or dish that you have once in a blue moon? I would say for me, I used to have, when I was at university the first time round, I used to have spaghetti bolognese a lot. Now, these days, I have it once in a blue moon. I don't eat bolognese very often anymore, even though I really like it. Leodina says that she eats desserts once in a blue moon. Okay. What's your favorite type of dessert? I think desserts are potentially, if you are ever following a diet, I think desserts is where the danger is. Um, if you want to ruin your diet, a dessert is a good way to do it. Okay. And Yuli says, my blue moon is the fast food. Okay, my blue. I would say we very rarely go in with this idiom as our subject. We'd say I have fast food once in a blue moon. Okay. I have fast food once in a blue moon. Now I understood what you said, but we wouldn't usually go in with making the idiom our subject. Okay, right. Well, so far, guys, we're doing very well. What about? Okay, Evelina says, you know tiramisu? Yes, I do know what tiramisu is. It's delicious. And that is something that I know people might have once in a blue moon. And Leodina says, everything that has chocolate. Well, funny you should say that, because now my question is this. Have you ever tried giving up a particular type of food you really like and you eat nearly every day? Now, we've got the phrasal verb give up. Again, does this mean, is this a synonym for cut down or cut out? Is this a synonym of cut down or cut out? I mean, this time of year, people might have. Ooh, let's see. Roberto says, "What I eat once in a blue moon is ham hock. In Italy, we call it zampone. It is very tasty, but it tends to be a bit too much for me." Fair enough. Fair enough, Roberto. So you've got this give up, cut down, or cut out. Which one is it? If you give up something, is it, do you cut down or do you cut it out? Um, okay, so you guys are saying B. Okay, I'll give you guys a bit more time to come in with your answers. If you agree with Leondina, just tell me. Um, it's something that happens. Okay, so you're all saying B, and the answer is B. For those of you who are who have ever tried, this time of year, you've got something called Lent, where people like to give things up, and food is something that people often give up. I know a couple of people every Lent who tries to give up chocolate. Now, Leondina, you have mentioned chocolate already. Um, what's the hardest thing you've tried to give up for a period of time? Chocolate is usually a hard one. I think for me, a really hard one would be pizza, giving up pizza. I like to have pizza at least once a week. Um, the idea of giving up pizza would be quite difficult for me. Um, I would also say, like, giving up eating meat completely, that would be impossible for me. I don't think I could give up meat. I like it. Um, when it comes to drink, um, you can give up different types of drink for a period of time. Some are easier to give up. For instance, I don't find it difficult to give up beer for a while. But what about you guys? Is there any particular type of food or drink that you've given up or that you've tried to give up? Evelina says, "Me too. Pizza is my favorite food." Yeah, I think pizza is a really difficult one to try and give up. That definitely would be difficult. That would definitely be quite difficult. I think as well, sort of. What else? Chocolate. Yeah, chocolate is always quite difficult to give up, but it's a popular one as well. Um, what about this one? Uh, oh, right. Yeah. Desserts. Yes, of course. Desserts are always difficult to cut out. So the next one. Roberta says, for me, right, Nutella is like a drug. It is very addictive. If I start eating it, I won't stop. Yeah, you don't need it on the end of that, Roberto. You can just say, I just won't stop. Okay. Do any of you have family recipes that are passed down? Okay, so this is the next question. Do any of you have family recipes that are passed down. Now, passed down, meaning A, not shared, B, being the opposite, shared. So do you have any passed down here? Do you think it means not shared or shared? So do any of you have family recipes that are passed down? Maybe your granny or your mum or your dad or your grandfather have family recipes, like it's a family dish, and everybody in the family knows how to cook it. Okay, you're all saying B, and the answer is B. So correct. Well done. Yeah, it's shared. You passed down something. So do you guys have any type of food, any recipes that are passed down in your family regarding a particular type of dish? How to make the ideal sauce, for example. How to make the perfect tiramisu, whatever it might be. Yeah. So do you have any type of food in your family that is passed down, like a particular type of recipe? Because sometimes you have a type of food that reminds you of a person or of home. Like I would say, with me, I can think of a tomato sauce that just reminds me of my granny, for example. I'm not sure what the recipe was, but it when you try it and you try to make it, you know there's a recipe to it, and if you get it right, the more and more it reminds you of that person. So maybe you guys have a particular recipe in your family that is passed down. Um, so Leondina says yes, she has. Some recipes for Christmas lunch have been passed down passed down to me. Okay, so in this case, passed down to me and her brother. Passed down to me. So yeah, for this one, passed down to, passed down to. It's not like cut down on. So cut down on, passed down to. So there's a slight difference there. Okay. Okay. Let's finish off with one last question. Berta says, my aunt passed down an alcoholic chocolate cream. Chocolate cream. Okay. Are you talking about a chocolate cream sauce? Are you talking about a chocolate cream pudding, dessert, cake? What you need there is, Roberto, you just need to tell us chocolate cream and then what it is. So you're just missing that important word. Is it a cake? Is it a cream? Is it a, no, not cream, sorry. Is it a cake? Is it a sauce? Is it a dessert? I know it's a dessert, but just add an extra word in there. Chocolate cream what? It's a liqueur. Okay, so is it like more like a sauce? It sounds here like it's meant to be a sauce. An alcoholic chocolate cream sauce. Oh, an alcoholic chocolate cream liqueur. Oh, I see. Okay, yes. Okay, in which case, yes, just add liqueur in. So you want to say alcoholic chocolate. But that's what you want to say, Roberto. Alcoholic chocolate cream liqueur. Evelina says bailes. I have no idea what bailes is, so you'll have to tell me. Or bailes. I have no idea what bailes is. I'd have to look that up. What is a bailes? I don't know what Bayless is. You'll have to tell us, Evelina. Okay, guys. So that let me know what a Bayless is. But what I can say is that we're now coming towards the end of today's lesson. And today this was just a topic. So we're sharing language, we're developing our language. Oh, Bailey's. Yes, it looks like Bailey's. Okay, yes, Bailey's, yes. Um okay, yes. Because Bailey's is like a chocolatey, creamy liqueur, isn't it? Good. Okay. Thank you very much for solving that one. So, guys, we've looked at some new language today, or language that we looked at during the week, around the topic of diet. So, if you've enjoyed today's lesson, make sure you like the video. And in which case, if these lessons are popular, I'll make sure that at least once a week, we always just have a discussion about, we have a discussion on a particular topic, like food or diets. So guys, that brings us to the end of today's lesson. Please make sure you like and share the video and subscribe if you are new. I will be back tomorrow at the same time with another live lesson. Tomorrow is going to be film English, and we're going to look at expressions. So make sure you join me for that. And in the meantime, thank you very much for taking part in today's lesson. Roberto, Evelina, Leondina, Irina F., Yuli, thank you for your contribution, and anyone else who might have participated. Have a good evening as well. You too, and see you guys tomorrow. Take care. And I mean, look, if you are in Malta, the sun is out. It was raining this morning, but it's nice weather. You're welcome, Roberto. You too. Take care, and you as well, Irina. Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye for now. Have a really good evening. See you tomorrow. You too, Yuli. Tomorrow is a holiday. Yes, that's true, except I'm still going to give a lesson in the afternoon. Okay, then. So take care, guys, and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.